Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be trying some fun experiments and answering some of the most popular questions I've seen regarding the two new car dealerships in GTA Online, Luxury Autos on Portola and Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsports. So let's begin across the street at Record A Studios at Luxury Autos, and one of the most common questions I heard about this one was, what are the lights like? Do those lights turn on at a certain point in time? Are they always on? And the answer is they're always on. Now, they typically get brighter right when you see the sun start to set in GTA Online, and then they'll sort of lose their brightness, obviously, right when the sun comes up. But the lights are always on. Now, the only thing that turns off are the lights outside of the store, but that turns off at the same time as all the other lights in Los Santos, which is at 6 a.m. So that's going to be like your street lights and whatnot. But those white lights and the white ring that you see around the cars, those are always on. It just gets lighter in the world, and therefore they lose their sort of potency as those big, bright lights. So that's the first thing. The second thing, can you actually go inside? The answer is no, you cannot go inside this car dealership, unfortunately. There is an interior, and there are ways to glitch through, as I've shown you guys in previous videos, as some players have been able to get inside. And it can actually be an interesting glitch that will allow you to do a handful of crazy things, but this is not the intention from Rockstar at all. So there is no way to get inside, and there's no way that you can get yourself inside or do any harm to these vehicles. It's not like you can actually heist them out. So bullets, RPGs, explosives, fire, nothing is going to hurt the cars. Like, no one's going to drive by and say, man, I wonder why one of the vehicles at Luxury Autos was exploded. So you're not going to have an impact on anything like that. Now, the only thing I would say is if you are shopping for cars through this window, do so in passive mode because you are not in an interior here. And because of that, players can actually interact with you just like they normally can. Now, luckily, these car dealerships are available in an invite-only session, so at a minimum, you can always guarantee that no one will ever bother you, but still, if you wanted to just make sure, be in passive mode and then no one can touch you at all. Now, a handful of other experiments that I wanted to try all involve Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsports, and they all kind of have to do with the cops in some way, shape, or form. So the first question I had is, what if you got a wanted level while on a test drive? Because even though you can't get out of the car, you still can fire your weapons and you can still get a wanted level. And so my first question was, well, I'm on a test drive. I've got a 3-star wanted level. Can I bring this guy back to Simeon's shop and will everything be forgiven? The answer is no, and Rockstar even planned for that. It says Premium Deluxe Motorsports is unavailable when you have a wanted level. So there you go. And even when you end the test drive, your wanted level does not go away. It's not like, hey, here's the vehicle and forget about me. The answer to that is they will not forget about you, and you'll simply spawn outside of the dealership, and you're going to have the wanted stars that you'll somehow have to get rid of. Now, another experiment I wanted to run was, could you actually shoot inside of the car dealership or do damage to the cars and the NPCs? The answer to that is no. Rockstar have done two things. Number one, when you go inside the car dealership, you're automatically put into passive mode, so that means no weapons. And number two, when you're outside of the car dealership, they've kind of put this invisible force field around all the doors and all the entrances, the glass. Even when they're open, like if you're able to prop them open, you still can't actually fire inside. For example, your bullets, your explosives, your rockets are basically just going to be stuck on this invisible force field. You can even shoot at the windows. The NPCs will look at you like, that's funny. I don't know why you're doing that, but it's not going to have an impact on anything going on the inside. Everything's going to be status quo. No one's going to freak out. So long story short, what this means for you is if you're shopping for a car and a griefer comes by, you're not going to be interrupted. They're not going to like shut down the store like they can right now, like in a clothing store or the ammunition store. So you can basically shop in peace, which is the best case scenario here. Now, even outside of a test drive, if you are on foot and have a wanted level, you are not welcome inside of Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsports. It's just going to kick you out. You can go up to the door. You can even get the door open, but you will not be allowed inside, which is really funny. So unfortunately, if you've got wanted stars, you are not going to be allowed in the business. Rockstar really did everything within their power here to make this thing as griefer and uninterrupted proof as possible, which honestly is great news because with the additions of these new interiors, a lot of people would definitely try to do stuff like this where they would want to ruin someone's good time. I think this was the right call all the way around, and you also can't get in on like a vehicle. So they've obviously got the little things to block big cars from getting in, but let's say you're on a motorcycle and you wanted to drive it through. Nope. You still can't do that either. They're not going to allow you to go inside. So overall, I'd honestly say the car dealerships are pretty well executed. There's a couple of things I would have done differently. I would have had the Luxury Auto showroom be an actual showroom that you could go inside, something similar to what we saw in Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, obviously, there'd have to be some limitations where you couldn't just steal a vehicle and drive it through the glass. That would obviously defeat the purpose of them even having a price tag, because obviously everyone would just do that versus paying for it. But they still could have made it a little more interactive, and maybe Rockstar didn't have the real estate to add an interior here. We don't know the technical reasons or limitations in which they might not have done that. But Simeon's one is really well done too. And one more quick thing about Simeon's car dealership. Simeon himself is now sitting inside, but you can't do anything to him. You can't talk with him. You can't shoot him. You can't knock him over. You can't spill pouring hot coffee on him or anything along those lines. I'm pretty sure he was just added to his showroom for two reasons. One, it makes sense. He's the owner of the dealership. But also, number two, they had to move his Premium Deluxe Motorsport work inside. So it kind of makes sense that he was there to give it to you as well. Now, I literally just thought of this as I was editing this video. I'm assuming that because when you go in the dealership, you're in passive mode, you're going to be safe from something like the orbital cannon, but maybe that's a test we'll have to try out in a future video. I can almost certainly say that you'll probably not be safe, though, window shopping at Luxury Auto. So again, best bet is in passive mode, or at a minimum, just put yourself in an invite-only lobby, and then you don't have to deal with it whatsoever. But anyways, that is all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today regarding some of the what-ifs and funny scenarios regarding the car dealerships in GTA Online. I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. What are some other tests, funny what-ifs, or experiments we should run at both these car dealerships? Let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But, of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.